Hello everyone, it is I, Mark Major, at the Action Figuratorium here in lovely, beautiful Milwaukee, Oregon. You can almost taste the river from where I am at. Today is another episode I do once a month called Catch and Release. You see, I'm a real big toy collector. And the way that you maintain your big toy collector status is that you have to keep buying stuff. However, there is not enough space in your personal universe for everything, and so every once in a while you have to let go, okay? It's okay to let go. It's okay to share these toys with other people, so to speak. So what I do once a month is I go through 10 items, and I put up oftentimes more than 10 items, but I take 10 items, toys specifically, that I'm going to be putting on eBay, and I give you a bit of a preview on this here YouTube show. So if you want to see these, 10 items from a real big toy collector, stick around. All right, before I begin the 10 items, let's start with our three sort of rules of engagement. Number one is that my eBay username is coolbots with a Z, so if you're looking for these specific auctions, you can't find them, look at coolbots and just go through my stuff. And if you want to buy other things, you can buy other things. Okay, second thing, Dutch auctions. If they're buy it nows, and nobody buys it after, say, like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that kind of thing. You let it mature, you see how many hits it's getting. Well, I drop the price, and I continue to drop it some intervals, sometimes $1, sometimes $5, sometimes $10, and I keep dropping it until eventually, that's right, you buy it. Okay, the last thing is the free tchotchke I offer to any buyer of one of my auctions who in the transaction notes says, Mark, I watch your show. You don't have to say that you enjoy the show. In fact, you could say you stumbled upon it on accident and you hate the show. You give it a dislike every time. You will not comment, that kind of thing. I'm still going to give you a tchotchke, and it's going to be just as good as if you said you love the show. So just, be yourself. Okay, let's move on to the actual show now. And people I know are always like, well, you're just kind of getting rid of a lot of junk. Okay, what about Marvel Legends? Let's start off with one of those in our number one spot, shall we? Hold on. Let's transition over. There we go. So this guy, X-Spot 2020, did you pick him up when he came out, or did you miss this guy? If you missed him, I've got him. I've actually already run this guy for about a week. He started off at $20. Nobody wanted. Okay, fair. I understand. $20 for a loose, with no fixins, Marvel Legends guy who's, he's kind of a dude with a red mask. Okay, it's already down to 18. And if you're like, well, 18 is a bit steep, hang on. It will go lower, and eventually, that's right, you mentioned, watch the show, tchotchke, number 9 position. Check this out. Okay, we're going to keep it with more X-Men. This is the second of 2 of these that I have. I sold the first one, and I mentioned I would be selling this other one. This is I believe it is a 10-inch The Storm in the white and yellow X-Men garb, as it were. This is a really cool figure. It poses really well. Now this one, because she's got the white cape and the white sort of outfit, it does get dirty, it does look dirty. There's really not a lot I can do about that other than price it accordingly. So we're going to start at 20. And yeah, she's got bedhead, but we're going to start at 20. And if you're like, ooh, too hot, wait till it gets to 18. Cooling down, 16, 15, 14. Tchotchke. All right, let's keep moving on. We got 2 X-Men out of the way early, and the Storm is cool. This is a cool fig. It's got cool boots. You can put the outfit on someone else, or you could put a better outfit on her. Who knows? Okay, so we're going to get in a little 3.75 vintage collection Star Wars Clone Trooper fodder auction. Now, this is actually an older auction for 3 figures, the 3 guys in the middle there who don't have any hands, and what it was is these 3 guys is simply parts, simply fodder, simply building blocks, or if you have hands, they're complete figs. That's all they need. Those 3 middle guys, $15, nobody wanted it. It's been up for months. got like 10 watchers, but nobody wants it. So I'm juicing it, people. I'm gonna add 2 more kind of garbage figs in with it, but I'm just gonna kind of plump it out. I do have to add an extra $1.50 right now for the little increase in postage, that kind of thing. But trust me, if it hangs out long enough, it'll be back down to 15 for the 5 fodder figures. That's not bad. That's about $3 each. That's, you know, come on, and that includes the shipping. All right, moving on. If you're wondering what is unusual and different to collect, there is this figure here. And let me show you something real quick like. Okay, had to do a little edit there to go grab something. So this figure here, I Am Elemental 3.75. Let me show you this. Okay, this is something that I own, and this is the 7 action figure set of the I Am Elemental. Let's open this up. There's a little piece of foam in here. It's a nice little kind of tin can. Kind of like a giant lunchbox. Okay, so here's what the figures look like. They're weird blue women with sort of bronze armor and sort of Dayglow accents, that kind of thing. So, this is one of these guys, Curiosity, as it were, and it is new in package, and I am looking at probably gonna go about 12 buccarinos on this. Rescued it from a thrift store. I only paid a few bucks for it. So with the shipping and everything, not a bad deal for one of these. If you're looking to get into something that nobody else really has and you want to be the only kid on your block with a truly unique kind of action figure, nobody knows what this stuff is. I Am Elemental. Look it up. It's like supposed to be learning tools for young girls. Okay, whatever. Seems like the kind of thing that maybe young boys might be more interested in action figures. Okay, let's move on. This, you want to get into art toys? I will get you into art toys. Halfsies. Who is Roman Dirge? Don't care. Some artist who makes art toys. Halfsies, they're just kind of bloody animals cut in half that are just sort of weird vinyl figs, but new in the package. $20 package is a little rough. Storage where nothing I can do, get them that way a lot of the times. Anyways, could be you if you want to get into art toys. Let's move on. Let's get political. This was actually in a box of action figures and toys that I bought. It was kind of a small lot. And it had a bunch of loose stuff. It had some stuff that was new in package, and this was in there. Now, I wasn't planning on doing anything with this, but things have changed in the political spectrum, and so this figure, which it clocks in about 6 inches, so if you want to put him next to your Marvel Legends, it would look kind of weird, but it wouldn't look that weird. This figure could be worth something, and it's in the package. No one has licked it or anything. I swear, there's been no licking going on with this. And I don't even know where to start it at. I see people now trying to get 40 bucks for these things. Is that too low? Is that too low? Anyways, if you want this and you don't see me posted to eBay, send me some type of a DM or an email. Go to the actionfigure-atorium.com website. You can email me from there. There's an email link. Find me on Twitter, all these kinds of ways. If you want something like this, I'm not holding on to it out of selfishness. Okay, we're moving on. We're about at the halfway point, going down the hill. This isn't the peak, though. There's another peak coming. If you think this is the peak, you're wrong. The peak was probably that showing you that can of I Am Elemental stuff, which kind of weird. Maybe you'd have to do a video on it. Okay, this. Does anyone here remember Barbie dolls? Now, the question I asked to you is, when is something a doll? And when is it an action figure? Look at the arms, look at the joints, look at the head, look at the face, look at the detail of the hair, look at the outfit. Is this a fashion doll or is this maybe an action figure? It's still got the rubber bands on it. Anyways, this is gonna be a $50 buy it now. This is a Frida. She was a Mexican painter. Her father was German. She's got some German last name like Kohol or something like that. Anyways, this could be a real cool investment sleeper. I do not have the box. Wish I had the box. You can't always get the box, folks, okay? So everybody take it down a notch. All right, moving on to this. Neodendroid, I believe is how this line is pronounced. This is made by Good Smile. Good Smile seems to have something in common with Figma. I think they make the toys for Figma, or I think they're a branch of Figma, or maybe these guys are a branch of Figma. I don't know, but if you're familiar with Figma toys, you've probably seen this as well. These are kind of like Funko Pops, except they have cool articulation, or at least they come with different arms and different face plates and sometimes different hair and cool accessories. This is complete. Every single thing is there. It has just been reboxed. It's been taken out of the box. It's now been put back in the box. These are expensive dogs. I'm going to do it for $40, and I'm going to keep dropping the price until someone buys it. That's the deal with these things. I have one of these, it's called like the Demon King, and it's like some little brown-haired girl with horns or something. It's very cool. I'm keeping that for myself, but this one, someone else should get one of these. Okay, here we go. Towards the end, couple left to go. 2 more auctions left to go. This 1/32 scale King Tiger tanks. That's the Tiger II. Remember, they made these German tanks. They gave them numbers. They called this one 3 and they called this one 4. Number 5, they also called it the Panther. Number 6, they called it the Tiger. This was even bigger than that. It was the Tiger II. And this is an auction for 2 of these things. They're about yay big or so. Now check this out. We're going to play a video of what it looks like cruising along. And you tell me if this isn't the coolest thing. I'll start one more back so you can hear the cool noise. Yeah, that's what you want. So that is the 2 King Tiger tanks. The other one does work as well, but there's something a little bit off with the gear. It only rotates once every 4 turns, and so it doesn't really stutter. Maybe it's something broken inside, or maybe it's a design flaw. When I flipped them over, they were not identical. In fact, the one that works really well had a little speaker on it, even though it doesn't make sounds. Why would it have that? Not sure what's going on. Maybe they were intended to be remote control units, and then they just got converted over to go forward when on. All right, so we are up to the last item, and I told you this would be good. Okay, does anybody remember G.I. Joe? Let's hope so. What about this line that they did of 2.5 figures called Sigma 6? Does anybody remember Sigma 6? I bet you don't. I think it was probably 2010, 2012-ish or so. So what have we got in that? We've got this. This is the Cobra Hiss Tank 2. Septic Hiss Tank 2 in the Sigma 6 line. It looks like this. It's got a little pilot cockpit there. You can put a guy in the turret. It used to have little doors on the side, little flaps, right, to shut the guys in, little angled armor. You can see that it takes, you know, you can load your missiles into it, fires missiles. There's a couple little missile launchers on the top as well. I have one of them. I don't have both. But if you don't know, it comes apart and it turns into like the turret's got feet, so it can stand on its own. It can hang out and be its own command gun bunker center. And the 2 other pieces, if they had the flaps down, they would make kind of like a concrete wall, and you could put guys behind it. So it's a cool piece, and it's not particularly heavy. It wouldn't ship for that much, but I have to take it into account that it's going to need to be, you know. So we're going to start Sigma 6 Cobra Hiss Tank 2. $40, and if you're like, oof, that's kind of a lot, it's missing a few pieces. Well, put it in your bookmarks, wait a while, and next time you look, you're like, oh, it's only $30. Still not great, but next time you look, it's only $20, and then eventually, that's right, it's tchotchke. So that's it for these 10 items I'm catching and releasing to you, the audience, who I'm sure enjoys a good eBay auction when it's something cool and they're giving it away for next to cheap, which I price a lot of this stuff so that I am no longer an owner. With that, thank you to everybody who's made it this far into the video. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments, even if they're negative. I think a lot of times people are right. I'm just explaining sometimes one point of view, or even just a starting point for discussion. So don't be afraid to comment. Don't think it's going to get all ugly. Sometimes it gets quite nice. And of course, if you subscribe, well, yes, that's a huge bonus as well. So everybody, with that, stay charged.